Heya and welcome to Neverwinter with Argon. So, Cryptic Studios have decided they're just going to go and release all the new combat changes on the live server today. Yeah, without any forewarning. Just smack bam like a bomb. And with that said, what can you expect to be different when you go and log in after you update the game after the maintenance? Well, first things first, you really can't expect there to be no bugs within the game. No matter how much testing we did on the actual preview server and went on the forums and reported them, they still have failed to wheedle out the bugs that we have so blatantly shown and informed them about. Anyway, they said they will keep an eye on the live server and aim to release a new build in a week from our further feedback and come out with new fixes. So yes, they fully intend to go and release all these combat changes onto the live server, and yeah, it seems they're definitely expecting there to be bugs. That aside, when you go and you log in, your total item level will be a good bit higher than it was before. For example, here my item level was just about 30,000 and now it's gone up to 39,000. That's because they've adjusted companions to now give a whole lot more item level along with the mounts. And with that, you shall also have your bonding runestones now be put into your inventory. They no longer shall be useful anymore. But you shall be able to jump over to Protector's Enclave and run over to the antiquities store just around here, and you can speak to this lady and she'll give you the option to trade in those bonding runestones, either enchantment or runestone choice packs, or alternatively you can just directly trade them in for pure astral diamonds. Along with that, you will also get a free full respec of your character. When you click free retraining here, it's going to retrain your paragon path along with all of your boons and your ability scores. And if we do that right here, you can see what I mean. We click retrain. We have no paragon anymore. All the boons are set up here and all of our ability scores are set up here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have all of my builds fully prepared yet. I was expecting there to give us a little bit of forewarning, at least a week, before they went and throw this on the live server. And they didn't. So I don't really have those builds ready for you guys. And the main reason is because the builds I currently have set up, I didn't know if they were still going to keep changing things. Well, now they don't, so I'm going to have a look at what it is on the live server, see if they've changed anything between this preview build and what they're putting on the live server. And if there's nothing different, I'll probably start releasing builds. But there's no guarantee that things won't continue to change as people leave feedback, people complain about bugs, etc., etc. So it is rather hard for me to come out with a build and say this is best for what and this is what you should be using, because things are still open for change, and even with them going to the live server, they're still open to change, and this is just really frustrating for a content creator like myself. Along with that, we now have a new display here for our stats. They removed the big HP bar up here. We now have our total item level displayed here, with below it being maximum hit points and our damage, which are both directly impacted by the item level. So if you're scaled down to a lower item level, this will be blue, and your hit points and your damage will be reduced or increased depending if you're upscaled or downscaled. And these main stats down here shall never be changed when you get scaled. So whatever they are at, you shall remain to have them at that. And basically your caps for your ratings is just equal to your item level. You can see when I hover over here, you can see I've gained that 50% max. I currently have 880 points over my total item level, meaning those are excess rating points that have no effect. And it's kind of nice that it clearly displays this. And for newer players, this should be more intuitive and should help explain things rather than having very vague stat caps for certain areas. These stats you have will always remain the same, no matter the scaling. And we can get this total rating, as you can see here, I can gain 50% max. And then over here with the total, you can get that up to another 40%, up to a total of 90% max. You can see I'm gaining 16% from other contributions, which are like companions, boons, and buff, food, and gear, etc. Now, to supposedly compensate us at least a little bit for this entire rework, we are gaining some freebies. Yay! Well, I would like a lot more freebies, but we get what we can take. So, going over to the rewards reclaim agent, this guy just here, or you can go to the home screen here and click claim valuables, we can see in the claim tab, we can now obtain a bunch of free items. Ignore these other 3 things as they are from other things that were available. But what we shall be able to obtain for free is a pack of companion upgrade tokens. However, it is unclear because when I have claimed it, you can now see it only says it gives me 20 companion upgrade tokens, as when I was hovering it over here it was saying 45. With that aside, we can also get a rank 15 runestone choice pack for free, along with a rank 15 single stat enchantment choice pack, and on top of this a legendary premium insignia choice pack. Now on the blog post they did promise they would give us another 20 mount upgrade tokens like this pack here with the companion upgrade tokens, but from what I can see it's not displayed here on the preview server, so I'm not even sure if it's going to be displayed on the live server. We'll have to wait and see. But this is a bunch of free items. It's going to help you guys out, especially the newer players who actually don't have rank 15 stuff. This should be a decent boost. You can pretty much get any runestone from in there and any single stat enchantment from here. And then any of the insignias from this pack here. You will need 15 insignias, so you'll need another 14. And enchantments, you need a whole bunch. You need 6 runestones, you need a whole bunch of these enchantments. You can see how many slots are here. You can count them for yourselves. Getting to endgame in this game is seriously expensive and takes a lot of time if you want to do it freely. So that's pretty much all you're really going to see as a result of these combat changes. However, you shall also now, if you were, let's say, approaching endgame, then in the current build on mod 19, you will have got used to just stacking as much power as possible, like what I have here, and you can see it's a red number and I have an excess amount of it. But because I'm a paladin, I don't have everything stacking power, I'm actually in an okay spot. But I ideally want to stack more offense stats of these other ratings. So it's going to be a whole thing of, balancing your stats. You're going to be looking at companions, which ones to slot. They're going to be different now. You're not just going to want all power ones like I have here. Mounts, you're going to want different insignias, not just all power ones. And the same with your enchantments. You're not going to want just radiance anymore, as you're just going to have excess, like I have right here. Now, with regards to actually combat and fighting things, let's say in your random queues, overall, they will be a little bit harder. You might actually have to rely on your healer and your tank to have survivability. As for the hit point base, things will take a slightly little bit longer to kill, but in solo content you should actually find it to be a little bit easier. This is solo content as in the zones and such. Like the newest zone, Avernus, will be actually a little bit easier for newer players that hop in. But at this point, if you're a newer player, what you want to be doing is literally getting as high item level as possible. Higher item level you have, the more hit points you have and the more damage you have. And that's the essence of every build basically. More item level, the more powerful you are. Aside from that, there are of course other gear pieces which may give you extra bonuses disregarding the item level. Let's say like this Ebony Stain Rage shirt, where it would give you 3% more damage instead of the additional item level you would obtain by having an alternative piece which higher item level. But the differences are minimal. At this point, you can literally stack all the highest item level gear in the game and you'll still be very competitive with any other character. Now, all I can really say is good luck. If you want to wait for people to come out with official builds, etc., I also recommend you to wait at least till module 20. At that point, there will be new gear available and such, and people will have different recommendations. And hopefully at least by then they will have wheedled out most of the bugs, made most of the adjustments that they were going to do, and will have more of a stable game environment, and builds will have more of a longevity, at least until the summer when we get the new mod. So with that aside, hopefully I presented this well. If I did, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.